Girl, get the fuck off me! Get off me! Get off me! Someone's coming towards me. I'm grabbing his skull and I'm throwing his knee how fuck nigga.
They got the most terroristic DBs of all time.
All right, with the start of another week of college football, we have entered the week 3 season of the college football entire schedule. We have a lot of games to go over, from absolute upsets to, you know, your annual ass kickings. I'm here with my co-host Jones, and I'm gonna let him take it first. Go his first game of the damn week 3 slate that we got going on.
My fault. It's the green on the shirt. I'm doing terrible today.
Oh
okay,
God!
First game on the docket, man. We gotta have a serious conversation about Mr. Neon Dion in Colorado. See, a lot of people were clowning him for retiring Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders' jersey, and to be completely honest, you know, maybe they didn't deserve it. We thought that, but now looking at what happened to Colorado, I think they deserved it. You know, they carried this team to a what was it, a 9-win season last year and a bowl game.
Yeah. Yep.
So I mean, it's not much to have to say. Like 431 yards allowed against Houston, and you know, don't get me wrong, Travis Hunter's a great player. I just don't think he was stopping 431 yards. There's no way he was hiding the flaws of this team that bad. So something is wrong with this team. Something's wrong with this unit as a whole, and something's got to give, man. I don't know what Coach Prime's doing in there. I don't know if he's not as tough on them anymore. But don't get me wrong, they have a lot of talented players on the roster. But I mean, they gave up on Caden Salter like after 2 weeks, you know, and the only team they can beat up on is Delaware. I don't understand what this team's ceiling is at this point in time. It's very confusing, but it's obvious that they're not in the same form that they were last
year. Yeah, that is 100% facts. But knowing Dion, he got that one, bro. That's his battle to fight. But you know, on a lighter subject, you know, let's go down to a better situation going down in the South. And you know, let's go down to T-Town, as we just watched my boy Ty Simpson just absolutely put belt to ass on Wisconsin. Ryan Williams came back, was hooping. Jeremy Bernard hooping. Isaiah Horton hooping. You know, Bama's looking extremely good. You know, had a great bounce back from the absolute ass kick we got from FSU that one game. I don't want to talk about that shit ever again. But overall, everything looks a whole lot better for Bama. You know, still some things we can clean up. Other than that, though, Bama's looking good.
The upset of the week everybody's talking about, man. Let's move over to Clemson, to the quote-unquote Death Valley, even though it's looking very alive right now. Very alive. The team who win there sure is very alive. All right, we're talking about Georgia Tech and Clemson, man. Clemson, they're frauds. You know, there's no easy way to say it. There's no way to spin it. This team isn't good, man. They're getting off to extremely slow starts. They really deserved to lose last week to Troy, but again, their talent just beat out Troy, obviously. But we see the ceiling of this talent now. Their talent is good enough to just BS a game against Troy, but they're not good enough to BS a game against Georgia Tech. They're not good enough to BS a game against LSU. They're not good enough to BS a game against anybody. I don't know what's wrong with the AP poll ranking systems. I don't know how this team got up here. I don't know what inspired them to have them ranked so high after almost, again, losing to Troy, giving them a very comfortable lead in the beginning and having to pull an amazing comeback. But, you know, maybe the AP voters need to start, you know, thinking about what's actually happening in the games rather than, oh, well, you know, they got the win and it's Clemson, so they should be able to compete in the playoffs. They shouldn't, and they won't, because they'll get beat up on by a group of 5 team. They'll be the first team to get upset by a group of 5 team in the playoffs, and then everybody's going to be confused. Where did this come from? They've been choking all year. Don't give them a chance at the playoff. This is it. They 2 games. They have 2 losses on the year. This is it. They should not be in the playoffs.
I can agree. Yeah, if you have 2 really bad losses, which in Clemson's case, it's kind of getting out of hand. I was gonna let you slide if you know you have some ranked losses to some ranked opponents, but you just lost to Georgia Tech. So that's completely up to the damn question. So I mean, hey, Clemson got to get that shit fixed. But as of now, right now, it looks like they probably going to be eliminated from playoff contention. But hey, that's their battle to fight. That has nothing to do with me. But you know what? On to the better subject, though. Let's go back down to the South, take a smooth trip west, and we're going to go down to Oklahoma versus Temple. And I'm going to keep this very short. John Mateer, you're probably gonna win the Heisman if you continue to play like he's been playing the rest of this season. That boy is gonna win the Heisman because what he did today should be considered a national hate crime. This man walked into Temple and just proceeded to actually beat on an innocent family of 5 for like multiple hours straight. Like,
hey yo, what the fuck?
Like, I actually felt pity watching that game. At certain points, it gets to a point where it's like, fam, you're up by 40. Why are you still playing? Bench this nigga. Like, damn. Put him on the bench, bro. Put your backups in. But hey, man, OU went and got the dub after destroying Temple and everything they stand for. But hey, go Sooners, man. They're doing their thing. You know, team looks extremely good, way better than last year because, you know, offense has been opened up because, you know, Jackson Arnold isn't playing quarterback no more.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
All right, man, let's travel down to Alabama where we had a battle between 2 of the top 3 teams in the state, and neither of them are number 2. So Auburn went down there, man. Jackson Arnold, he is a legendary game manager, man. I see a lot. And that's not a bad thing, man. That's not a bad thing. I see a lot of J.J. McCarthy, and that's not a bad thing because this Auburn defense is great. This Auburn secondary is legit, man. It's Strap City over there. I can't lie. Now, to be fair, it was South Alabama. But I mean, we just seen Clemson lose to Georgia Tech. So let's not take anything for granted. All right. Let's not take any wins for granted. We just saw, all right, some crazy upsets. We saw some games go down a water slip. Let's not take things for granted. This Auburn secondary is legit. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Auburn, in a very heavily contested SEC, they might emerge as a contender. Now, they have a lot to go through, right? They have a lot to go through. They have to go through LSU, Georgia, Alabama. But I do believe the secondary has the tools. I believe that Auburn has the tools as a whole to compete. They can sneak out those 3 wins, man. None of those 3 teams are looking as dominant as they have in years past. Like LSU's not. I'll get to that later. That they're not looking as dominant. They're looking massively suspect. Georgia's looking suspect. I'll get to that later too. Alabama, I hate to say it. Actually, no, I love to say it. They're looking suspect after getting slacked on by Florida State, and the only wins they can get against, you know, Louisiana, Monroe, and Wisconsin. So I don't know, man. Auburn could emerge, man. They're pulling out some, you know, convincing wins.
That's fair. That's a fair argument you make, but at the same time, with the way, like what you said, Jackson Arnold is an absolute legendary game manager, and not in the good way because in the wins they have, he's played like really mid football, very mid football.
But he doesn't turn the ball over.
He turned the ball over once against Baylor. He had like 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
He doesn't have an interception on the year. That was fun.
I
don't. Okay. I just looked at his stats before writing it down. He doesn't have an interception on the year.
They can get some dubs and get some wins, but if Jackson continues to play like a game manager and they step into foot like somewhere like Athens, Georgia, or Tuscaloosa,
he's doing what he needs to do to win. That's all you need to ask as a quarterback, especially if you have a good defense like Auburn seems to have. Yeah. Now again, if Auburn's defense starts showing cracks, okay, yeah, I don't trust.
Yeah, all hell's gonna break.
I don't trust Jackson Arnold to get into a shootout against a team like Georgia or a team like Alabama. Or, I'm not gonna say LSU because LSU not getting a shootout with nobody. So.
Hey man, but hey,
I get to that later.
So that's for another day. Hey, anyway, speaking of glorious teams, Miami, USF, and I'm really gonna keep this short and simple. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong. I am very much was writing on USF being the G5 team to go to the playoffs, and I still have them being that team. But they just got belt to ass from Miami. And I don't know why everybody was hoping that they were going to walk into Miami and then beat Miami by 30. Them niggas just got belt by 42. I'm talking about Byron Brown. I thought he was Cam Newton. This man was looking like Jamarcus Russell. Just straight up, he was getting manhandled. All right? Whole offense was getting touched. Secondary, touched. Like, that game right there should have told everybody in college football, there is levels to this shit. Just because you beat on Mr. DJ Lagway throwing 5 interceptions and Boise State who can't run the football, it does not mean you for walk into Miami, Florida, and then try to beat on Carson Beck, who had to sit behind Stetson Bennett, a 2-time national championship winner. So I mean, hey, for USF though, I still have to make this playoff. one loss being to a top 5 team is not going to kill your playoffs. All right, you still beat Florida, who was ranked 8 at one point. You still beat Boise State, who was ranked 25 at one point. I feel like this game kind of just, kind of humbled them. Kind of, taught them like, okay, we still got a lot to work on. We still got a lot to fix. Other than that, though, good one for Miami. Carson Beck, 3 touchdowns. Still had 2 interceptions. I don't even know how. But anyway, good one for them. I feel like Miami's still going to be pushing forward, probably make a deep playoff run if Carson Beck can clear his interception issues that he's been having since last year. But yeah, they should be straight. Why do you look like you just watched them get killed?
Sorry, I'm looking at the recaps of the games, and I didn't know Texas A&M, when they came back, I guess we'll get to that later.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that later. What?
I was unaware of that. Holy chat. Anyways, while we're talking about the group of five, dark members, let's move down to Texas. All right, where I reside. All right, the University of North Texas.
This nigga is trash.
Can't see it. Anyways, moving down to North Texas, man. Let's talk about this group of 5 contender. The first time North Texas hosted a Pac-12 team in, I think, 14 years, my professor said. He was trying to get us to go to the game. I was trying to get to the game, but, nah. It would have been a lit environment because they went out there and they smacked around Washington State. And they smacked them good, man. Drew Mestamaker. I didn't believe in the kid, man. I didn't believe in him. But he's quite the legit quarterback. I was really waiting. I thought he was going to play bad this season. I thought we were going to see a little Chris Jimerson, North Crowley legend.
Wow.
But nope. Drew Mestamaker, he's here to stay, man. He's better than Chandler Morris, sorry ass, was last year. And the Screen Master, hate that guy. He's in Virginia getting touched. We don't even talk about Virginia on this program. We don't even talk about this Virginia on this program. But no, this is a legit group of 5 contender. I know I'm messing around a lot, but I'm being serious, man. This team looks good. UNT, I mean, if they're known for anything, I will say they're known for putting out a decent secondary. They put out guys like Rich Tejada. I'm shooting blanks now, but they have decent secondary play year after year. But this secondary, again, it's nice. It's looking good. Again, I mean, I would say they haven't played anybody legit, but how legit is UNT going to play? What is legit to UNT? All right, I'm not saying that they're going to go win the national championship. That's not at all what I'm saying. It's not even close, man. They stepped foot in Ohio State. They're oh my god, But no. But what I am saying is this might be a group of 5 team that shocks the world and makes the playoffs. And little else. That's going to be their accomplishment. Is making the playoffs is the national championship for them. Excuse me.
Honestly, that'd be fair. But speaking of secondaries and defenses, and right before you started talking about UNC, we're going straight down to A&M, Notre Dame, Big Ben. I'm gonna say this with the best way possible. Notre Dame, A&M. That was the worst defensive game I have seen by 2 teams in a very long time. Texas A&M. I'm gonna say this now. Y'all's run defense is like some people's fathers, non-existent.
Jesus Christ.
I ain't gonna lie. Both of Notre Dame's running backs were having a field day on y'all's asses the entire game. I'm watching Jeremiah Love. Just
where? I'm having fun. Where?
Pause. Like I said though, those 2 were having an absolute field day across that field. Notre Dame, y'all secondary is more sorry than what I witnessed in when did the Lions go 0-16? I would take the 0-16 Lions secondary over the secondary I saw today from Notre Dame. I'm talking about y'all had Marcel Reed, like the next coming of Aaron Rodgers for 4 straight quarters. This man was balling. No, actually 3 straight quarters because he played terrible in the first couple 5 minutes.
2 years ago.
I'm talking about the entire secondary was just getting touched. Straight touched, left, right. I'm talking about Marcel Reed was walking around with his hand just touching DBs, touching them. Everywhere he went, he was just touching them. CJ Carr, you need to learn how to throw a football. I don't know what you have going on. I don't know if your receiver just can't catch, or I just don't know if you just don't know how to throw a football correctly. This man was just out here throwing straight, just handing out bread baskets to the DBs. Just looked absolutely terrible. Marcel Reed, you did the same thing, but you know what? At least you won the football game. But at least I could take away one thing from this game. Jeremiah Love is that nigga. Yeah, there's no changing that. He is the truth. It's just that simple. But yeah, pretty good game though. Instant classic. But for Notre Dame, y'all got a lot to work on. For A&M, I wouldn't start relaxing. Y'all's run defense is absolutely terrible, and in a run-heavy conference like the SEC, y'all got to get that shit fixed, and very quickly. Y'all gonna get punched in the mouth. But hey, man, it is what it is. Got Texas A&M, got the W.
All right, let's move on now to Tennessee. There's not much to say, man. Tennessee had a legit opportunity to win this game. They had multiple opportunities to win this game, and they just chose not to. Joey Aguilar, he just couldn't keep it together, man. He had chances to go win the game. He had chances to just blow the top off the game. Pause immediately. He had a chance to win it. It was really handed to him. But they couldn't score, they couldn't respond. They allowed Georgia 17 unanswered points after having a 14-point lead. Then they went back and forth with them. All right, and first of all, the Tennessee defense couldn't stop a sentence for a period if they tried. They really couldn't. They couldn't stop a faucet by turning it off. I'm not gonna lie, man. They just couldn't. They couldn't do anything right. And they were given opportunity, right? They walk down the field. They get a chance to win the game, and then they get a false start penalty. And they gotta back it up. Then they get a chance to kick the game-winning field goal, and it goes wide right. They have an opportunity. They get the ball first in overtime. They don't move the ball forward at all. Kick a field goal. Oh, yeah, I'm glad he made the field goal this time. Hey, you're one field goal late, but I'm glad you can make a field goal now. So he kicks the field goal, right? And now Georgia has the ball. They have to respond. They just run right through them. Like I said, they couldn't stop a sentence with a period. There's nothing else to say about this Tennessee defense that hasn't been said before. This defense is atrocious, and if they allow teams like Georgia, who have been they've been off to a slower start than usual, especially when you saw them against Austin Peay last week. We didn't talk about it, but that was a slow start. The fact that Tennessee allowed them to just gash them, that's terrible. So Georgia, congratulations. You are now going to be awarded with the 2 seed after beating Tennessee because for some reason they were ranked 15. And obviously because you're an SEC school, you're going to get the nod.
Hey, before we even move on from that Georgia game, let me just say it too. I got to get on Georgia's ass. Y'all secondary is absolutely dog shit. Not even the secondary. The DBs were getting touched, head tapped. I mean, just out there, just getting just grabbed. That's all I watched. Legitimately, every touchdown pass Joey Aguilar had was just head taps. I don't know what y'all got going on with y'all's DBs.
Nah, that was bad.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Number 17 was giving Georgia the business. I'm telling you.
Straight belts to buns the entire game. Couldn't do a damn thing about it. But at the same time, for Tennessee, not gonna hold you. Georgia went into this game with not knowing how to pass a football. Gunnar Stockton threw for 301 yards. That nigga was on y'all's ass. Man threw for 301 yards. I think he rushed for a touchdown too. Like that nigga was cooking y'all straight up. So I can't even lie. Yeah, if y'all defense don't get fixed, y'all will be getting belts in the playoffs. For Georgia, if y'all secondary does not get fixed and y'all play Alabama next week, Ty Simpson is going to touch that entire secondary. That's not even me being a biased Alabama fan. With the way Ty is playing and assaulting teams with passing, yeah, that's not gonna be a good game for y'all. But on to another game. Going down to God knows wherever the fuck Purdue is located. Purdue got touched by USC. I don't know why anybody. I'm hearing people on College Football Game Day taking Purdue. I don't know what compelled you to look at this entire game and say, you know what, we're gonna take the team going against the #1 offense in college football. And we're going to take them upsetting set. That shit wasn't happening. USC went in there and just absolutely touched Purdue. I literally, by halftime, I literally stopped watching the game because I was like, man, this is about to actually be an assault charge on national television. And I was right. So I didn't get to push it with my life. But USC is pretty much what everybody says they are. Honestly, one of my favorite offenses to watch in college football. And Lincoln Riley's going to continue to do his thing, you know. They still might only win 8 games, 9 games this season, you know. Not making the college football playoffs, but hey, it's life. Who cares? But hey, man, congrats to USC. Got the W against Purdue. But yeah, Jordan, take it away.
All right, real quick. Before I rant about Ellis, I'm going to get this game out the way because we probably should talk about it. It's UTEP in Texas. Arch Manning is getting booed out the stadium.
God, that was a bad game.
This is bad. I've never seen correct me if I'm wrong. I just never seen a worse quarterback situation, especially take a 180 turn like this for a college. He went from being Jesus Christ on the campus to, I mean they might crucify him. I don't know if it'll be in the name of the Lord, but they will. They might do something bad to Arch out there because he keeps playing like this. I mean, he was out there handing out gifts and donations to UTEP's linebackers, secondary, D linemen, cheerleaders, fans, coaches, water boys. He was just giving out gifts. The only problem is they won't go to UTEP for a reason. So that's the only reason why they couldn't really cash out on it. But Arch Manning, I don't know.
You tripping, bro. You tripping.
Bad looks. But before Jordan talks about the absolute disgrace of a football game that Florida played today, let's get this out the way. South Carolina, y'all are not making the playoffs no more. Lenora Sellers got assassinated on national television today. Just seeing this man get hit in the head, body just went. I thought this man died on TV. I was like, damn. Because of that, Vandy then proceeded to put absolute belt buckle to knees and elbows on South Carolina. South Carolina just got their ass. So I think it was 41 to fucking God. It was a bad game, really bad game for South Carolina, especially at home, taking a loss like that. Your quarterback gets hurt. Yeah, you could literally see the entire stadium energy just die when Lenora Sellers had to go to the fucking goddamn training room. So yeah, that's pretty much done for. Yeah, even if they come back, it's really going to be hard to make a push for the playoffs, especially with having a loss to Vanderbilt on your record that bad. And then you also have not played that well your past 2 games. You've been really inconsistent offensively speaking. And then teams have been kind of touching y'all defensively wise. I don't think South Carolina could really make a playoff run anymore at this point. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's not really looking too bright. And especially with the way their schedule is kind of looking, I don't really see any win that they could get that's going to elevate their schedule to make them make the playoffs. I mean, hey, is what it is.
Before we talk about Mr. Nussmear, let's talk about Florida. DJ Lagway is a liability. It's never been more obvious than now. He's a turnover machine. He throws the game away. He throws everything but his shoulder. He might as well start throwing that too. I heard the Cam Newton comparisons for the guy. To be honest, it is true. He is Cam Newton on the Patriots. He reminds you a lot of him. And as for the rest of the Florida team, I mean, the transfer portal's wide open. I'm sure they're taking guys over there in NC State. I think they're taking guys in D3s and D2s. So if you guys want to enter the portal, I'm sure it's wide open. And for head coach, I don't know why his name just escaped me right now.
Billy Napier's getting fired.
Yeah, he's
getting fired. Oh my God, he's getting fired.
Man. I'm not gonna lie. I hope you have a retirement plan. I hope you have a backup plan. I hear Walmart and McDonald's are hiring, man. If you're looking for a job or employment, you can always do that. I mean, I'm looking right here at the TV. I'm watching the game. Minnesota and California, they got Brock Osweiler in the booth. Maybe you can find a booth job. I don't think you should get a booth job. We can't analyze football to save your life, but obviously. But hey, man, if you're on the Florida defense, at least you can hang your head high knowing that you put up a good game. Maybe some of y'all could transfer to Washington. Other than that, man, Florida football, hey, at least y'all got Florida State. I know that's sacrilegious for some of you Florida fans, but you might just want to. Anyways, let's talk about LSU. First of all, that was the most bullshit ejection of all time, bruh. He started off the game. Look, I understand he put his head down. That's dangerous. I understand players want to be able to pronounce their R's by the time they retire. But come on, man. That was a weak hit right there. That like, come on, we've all eaten a hit to the chin. If you played a little football, I used to play a little ball back in the day. I could eat a hit to the chin. Come on now, guys. We used to put our heads down. I know a guy who used to literally just go at people like this. You can only see the crown of his head, and he's all right. I think he can pronounce his R's. So that was a terrible thing. But for the defense as a whole, man. Hey, this defense is going to live and die by the Weak brothers and by Big Perk at linebacker. The linebackers are going to make or break whatever happens on the field. You know, if they're playing good, the defense plays good. If they're going to make the secondary play good, they're going to make the D-line play good, or they're just going to get to the quarterback themselves. But either way it goes, they're going to play good. You know, the LSU defense is something to be excited about. I wish that was all I had to talk about, but unfortunately, there's two sides to football. So let's talk about Mr. Nussmere, man. Garrett. I have homework due tomorrow. Hey, that's all right. I'll Garrett Nussmere did not show up. Anyways, Mr. Nussmere, man. You know, I like you. You know, you're a great guy. I'm glad that they changed your number from 13 to 18. It looks better because 13 is an ugly ass number for a QB. Hey, bro, you're disrespecting Matt Flynn by having that shit on. You gotta take it off. I'm not gonna lie, you gotta take it off. Nussmere, I will say this, you are the perfect New Orleans Saints quarterback in the making, man. Just no balls, throwing screen passes and dumping off to running backs or tight ends in the backfield, but you know, you're not doing anything special. This is not the LSU offense that I or anybody came to see. We expect that whole we expect that bitch to be aired out.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal.
We expect that ball to be 50 feet in the air and somebody go up and grab it. I don't understand why we are throwing screen passes and running the ball. Caden Durham is great. Glad we got him. I'll be honest, I don't care about his rushing stats. I don't know if he's given the front office money to get his stats up so he can go get a Heisman. But Ashton Jennings already proved you can be the greatest running back of all time and not get a Heisman. So give up on that right now, Mr. Caden, give up on it right now. All right, we need to start passing the ball, man. I don't know if we need Malik Neighbors to come back down because I mean he's not having fun in New York. So if he want to come back down, I'll be glad for him to come back down. I don't know if we need some juice. I don't know what it is, but for some reason we're just not throwing the ball well. We're not doing anything well. First of all, we're not throwing the ball, running the ball, punting the ball, kicking the ball. We're just not doing anything with the ball well if it's on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, Mr. Nussmere, I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if you need to do the Freaky Friday, CeeDee Lamb, Quentin Johnson switch with Joe Burrow. But if you need to do that with Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying? I do have a couple minutes to think of how to make that happen. But other than that, get your shit together. Get it together.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our college football week 3 recap. As you can see, a lot of eventful things happened this week. So from upsets that should never have happened in the first place to teams getting belt to ass. So anyway, though, make sure y'all comment down below. What was your favorite moment from this week 3? Whether that be a crazy upset that you just didn't expect to happen, or you just watched your team absolutely beat on innocent civilians for 4 quarters. Go ahead and put that down in the comments below. And before we leave, Jones, you got anything to say?
Hey man, don't forget to subscribe because when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll be dropping this Stephon Diggs diss track. And you don't want to miss that, man. I got bars in the vote and I'm just waiting to unleash them, but all you gotta do is subscribe.
And well, you heard the man, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we out.